Jess as your host, and this is where we bring the LGBT community together and its allies to share each other's missions and help each other grow. I hope everybody, wonderful 4th of July, safe and healthy. Nacho actually decided to find a new hiding spot. Now I am very excited because I have 3 beautiful ladies from LA joining me. They are part of the new reality TV docuseries FemsLA. We have Mayshayla, Antoinette, and Lay joining us today. Hello, ladies.
Hey.
What's going on?
Hey. How are you?
How did you guys fare, by the way? How did you guys fare with the earthquake in LA? Where everybody was all right?
Yeah. It wasn't bad.
It was a little crazy, but not too much. Definitely wasn't expecting it to be as long, but
it was definitely long. Definitely long. Nothing fell off the cabinet, so that's all.
Yeah, because you have like 3 of them. I think you had like 3.
Yeah, we had a couple.
Right?
No,
yeah.
2
I know two. I did hear about a 3rd one, but
definitely 2. I felt.
Definitely 2.
Okay, definitely 2. Well, I'm glad that you guys are all safe and sound. I know Jaeden's not joining us today, but she's actually an East Coast. She's from Brooklyn, which is pretty amazing. So it would have been nice to get her take on the earthquake. Now, are you guys all from LA as well?
Yes. Kind of.
Or did you come from all over?
Yeah, it's like, well, Lay, you're from LA, right?
I was born in LA, but then I kind of moved around a little bit as a kid, and I came back as an adult. So yeah, but yeah, Cali girl for sure.
Yeah, definitely Southern Cali.
Very cool. Let's talk about this show, because this is a really interesting. I love the concept of this because it really is. You know, here in Philadelphia at least, there seems to be in the gay community with the people of color not a lot of support, which is weird for the city of Philadelphia. So, what kind of things are you finding out here in LA?
I guess I'll start. I'm like, I already have in LA, you kind of see us everywhere. I feel like we're kind of like dominant out here, and that's the amazing part. I actually haven't really been around to like see, you know, all the things there is to do for our community out here in LA, but I know that there's so much. I pass by everything while driving, and I don't know, I just feel like I see more of the LGBT community than I do of, you know, your average typical straight people in everyday life.
And I agree, because I definitely think that we are a significant part of LA. We're a significant part of the population in LA. So a significant part of the nightlife in LA. So for us to be underrepresented in mainstream media, it's kind of ironic, because we're actually very involved in our communities. We're just very open in LA. So
yeah, as far as Fems go, right?
Right.
Like I feel like because we're Fems, we kind of pass as far as we can go with both straight and gay world, and that makes it kind of easier for us to kind of bring both of our lifestyles to each other's community, but mainly bring the gay, you know, the queer lifestyle to the straight a little bit more. But yeah, so it'll be cool to see what kind of stuff we get into on the show and what our lives are about. Like, she's a businesswoman right here,
and a mother, so.
And I'm a musician and an artiste. So.
And then Jaeden, who also, she does a little bit of everything too, as far as modeling and her music and everything. So everyone has their own story, and everyone is doing quite amazing, I should say. So yeah, it's definitely gonna be dope to see how we are. You gonna see all sides, shy sides, angry sides.
And it's gonna show how dynamic the lesbian or femme lesbians can be.
Did you hear about Compton's first Pride yesterday?
No.
Really? Okay, yeah. Compton's first Pride was yesterday, and it was hosted by, I believe, Starview, a family and family services, a nonprofit organization out here in Compton, I believe. And they hosted at the Compton Community College, and it was dope. It was a great turnout. It was the first one, so it was a little bit like not everyone knew what was going on, but it was great food, entertainment, and vendors out there, you know.
It was something amazing to be a part of.
Yeah. But I brought that up because what I wanted to explain to y'all why that popped up in my head. On stage when we got introduced by our executive producer, Teresa, she was just talking about the show and everything, but I was kind of shy, I didn't want to introduce myself, but the last thing I thought of was to say trans lives matter.
And on behalf of FemsLA, trans lives matter!
And that's because we are part of LGBTQ, and though we all have different struggles and the intensity of it, the different levels of it, I feel like it's our duty being a part of that community to help be a voice for the voiceless. And because we're femmes and we can pass, or it's an easier cushion or blow, we want to try to help. I try though. I just come off sometimes.
But what I love about you guys also, after talking to Teresa and learning more about the show and obviously about all of you, is that you are all fairly young, and there has always been this idea that the young LGBTQ community is out to party and out to bars all the time, which of course is fun. I mean, I can say that I was one of those, and I still am once in a while. But for being very young, I mean, we have Antoinette, you're an entrepreneur, and you have a nonprofit, which is very impressive. And Lay, I mean, you are a singer and a blogger.
Yes, in the medias. I'm in the medias.
Yeah. Right, of course. And Mayshayla, I mean, you are also like pursuing your career, and you have a 2-year-old daughter.
Yes.
Which I think is amazing.
Yeah.
Because you're the youngest cast member, at 23 years old.
Baby.
Oh.
And you have a daughter. And what is that a spoiler alert? Was I not supposed to say that?
You be forgetting sometimes.
I do my homework. But you're also newer into the LGBT community.
Yes, I am.
So how has this experience been for you?
It feels like it's not new. Honestly, I feel like I guess it's because I've grown up around it. My sister is bisexual, but I've seen her more with women than I have with men recently. Like, she just strictly men. But I've seen, it grown up, and I didn't think that when I got older it was going to be me, but my family would say, you're going to grow up to be like your sister, and then here I am. But I'm attracted to just strictly female, and at first, all my friends joke like, you're not even going to stick around with it, but I haven't seen myself, going back. So I think I found something that makes me comfortable, and it makes it easier when you find someone that you can actually fall in love with, who makes it easier. So I think that's what's helping me. Like, I have a very comfortable home, with my child, my girlfriend, and myself. So me personally, I just feel comfortable, and I know that this is how I want to stick around with it. I love the community, the different things to do, the way people express their emotions toward it and everything. And I don't know, it's just me now, strictly how I am. So I think it came off very
Right,
easy.
I love that. I think that's fantastic. And Antoinette, you are you're an entrepreneur in LA. You have a wig shop. Families Beyond the Gates nonprofit that you run, and it's amazing to me that you are not only a shop owner and run a nonprofit, but you have time to do this show. So how is this show impacting all the other things that you do?
You know what? It actually isn't impacting it tremendously. I think it's actually helping me in a way. I have a lot of things that I wanted to do, and I've been pursuing. Of course, I have the wig store in Colton, California with my girlfriend, and I've been pursuing my nonprofit, and I wanted to do it for a very long time. And I honestly think that the show is actually more of a motivator. It's just showing me that everything that you want to do, there's a reason why you want to do it. There's a reason why it's been put on my heart to do it. It's more than just about me. It's more than just about my family, because the idea of Family Beyond the Gates actually came from my personal experience with incarceration with my older brothers. So in everything that I've been doing, it's always been on my heart, but now it just shows that it's for a bigger reason. It's not just for that community. It's not only to benefit those who are affected, that are affected by incarceration, but even beyond that I can be a pillar in all communities, in the LGBT community, for Black women, just for every other community that I'm involved in. So I think it actually is just motivating me to go harder.
Right. And now, Lay, you also have a video and photography
Yes.
company
Yeah, I
that you are doing. So are you getting what?
Yeah, I freelance in video
I'm sorry.
photography.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. So now seeing like the behind the scenes of the like docuseries production, has it influenced anything that you're doing as far as your visual creativity and your the photography as well? Like, have you like learned some tricks of the trade, or are you just kind of like, or are you the one actually influencing them?
I would like to say it's a give or take, but I want to agree with Ned as far as, since being on the show, it's motivated me to do what I've been wanting to do and been talking about, and reach my goals, just so that I can show and use that platform that it's possible. And being a woman of the medias, one of my passions and goals in life is to use media, because I know how huge and influential it is on our society, how we think, all the norms and policy making. So yeah, I want to use film, television, and online presence to influence in a positive way, and also balance and counteract those negative images that have been out there for a lot of us. And labels, like as far as us talking about identities and stuff, I feel like being queer, that's the new word to use, just because we don't want to restrict ourselves with labels, because like in Mayshayla's situation, you don't want to feel like you have that pressure. As long as she's open to, discovering other and allowing other people to be themselves, that's what we're all about. Right. So that's another thing we want to do.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, ladies, what we're going to do, we're actually going to take a short break. For the rest of you out there, we are going to be back in a flash with the girls from FemsLA. Stay tuned.
All right.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Drinks with Jess podcast. This is Jess Brand, your host, and this is where we bring the LGBT community together, and it's Ella, to share each other's missions and help each other grow. And I am continuing this conversation with the cast of FemsLA, Antoinette, Lay, and Mayshayla. Ladies, thank you for staying with us. Now, Lay, when we got off the first half of the show, we ended with talking about labels, which I think is very important. Again, like I told you guys during the break, back in my day, you were either gay or straight. It wasn't like femme or butch, or they have like lipstick lesbian and blue jean lesbian and all this other crap that, at my age, you sit there and you say, there's so many labels that there shouldn't even be labels at all. I feel like it segregates us even more. And there's an expectation, like there was an expectation if you were feminine, you dated somebody more masculine, but that's not the case. It's kind of like we busted through all those barriers. So, you talking about the show in itself, and this is following around girls who are feminine. So, what is it about labels that you have noticed so far as people interacting with you? Like with all of you?
I think it's more so the fact that because we are on the face of it recognized as femmes, but we may not each individually proclaim that. So for instance, I just call myself a lesbian, and it's simply that I think that's one thing that we have in common, is that even though we look a certain way, once you dig deep into who each one of us are, what our hobbies are, what we choose as a career path, what we just what our desires are, it might not fall in line with what the typical femme is. So it's really just more so breaking down that barrier and just showing that regardless of what a person looks like, dresses like, wears heels, wears tennis shoes, however, that doesn't define what a lesbian is or what a femme lesbian is. It's not defined by just what you look like.
I think I hate labels because of that too as well, because there's so many people out here who look completely as what they want to say normal. You don't know, if they're trans nowadays. You don't know if they're gay, straight, anything. So until someone does get to know you, and then, sometimes it's a hit or miss. You can tell them like, oh, you're not what they think that they are. And you get that, or, judgmental thing, or they run with it. But I think that that's like the biggest problem nowadays is we could just be like who we are normal until someone actually finds out your true identity, and it's either, you know, some people are cool with it, like I said, and some people judge you and don't want to mess with you, or, you know, you just get all these bad things thrown at you, and it sucks, but that really is how it is nowadays.
Yeah, I can.
Yeah.
Like,
Now, do you see in Los Angeles? I know we see it here in Philadelphia, and again, for you guys being of the younger generation, are you seeing out there the same amount of non-family support in the communities, or does it seem like people are a lot more open out there on the West Coast?
I went to.
I mean, I was lucky. I came from a very supportive family, so, you know, and everybody that I know it has always been very supportive.
My family's supportive. I seen a couple families actually at Long Beach Pride when I went, and that kind of shocked me because you seen these kids, you know, with their, like, you know, families and stuff, and I'm just like, wow, I was actually shocked that we have kids at an event like this, like, you know what I mean? But I do know a lot of people who are still, like, you know, hidden with it, and a lot of people who are actually out whose families don't talk to them at all. Or I read stories, like, you know, about people out here, and, you know, their families are not supportive and they're by themselves. So I think it's kind of like a half and half thing, to be honest.
I could definitely agree. I grew up with a best friend who had a different experience than I did. So I've seen both sides of it. My family was very, very supportive, and just who you are is who you are. If that's your decision, we support you. But not everybody's family is like that. I don't know if it's significant one more than the other. However, I do know that as a community, we just need to be open to understanding that everybody's situation is different. So the way somebody might move as a grown person in society could be based upon how they were treated or how their family dynamics were growing up. So if they didn't get that support, they might be more closed off, and that's not to say that it's something that you did or something that anybody else did. That's who they are. So I think just as a community, it just comes from understanding that, yes, everybody has a different story, and even though everybody may not be willing to voice that story and say, hey, this is what happened to me, so this is why I am the way I am, that's not for us to decide that they have to tell that story. That's not for us to decide that they have to conform to that. And just more so accepting that everybody's different. So we tell our stories for those who choose not to tell theirs, and that's okay.
Feel like they can't.
Or feel like they can't, and that's okay.
Can I give a hypothesis on the youth? I think you're asking about if it's easier for the youth to come out, or like their life as far as family. I honestly don't have an experience as far as that goes with knowing the queer youth out here and their experience, but I do know for sure that youth in general in the community are a lot more bolder to be themselves regardless of the backlash. But I think there's a statistic that it's the kids LGBT youth are still the highest homeless rate, something like that. Like they're still getting kicked out, they're still leaving. But it's easier in today's age to be yourself because of, again, media, like Magic Johnson's son being EJ, Dwayne Wade, and Gabrielle Union celebrating with their gay black son, you know, like he's okay, like just showing that that it's okay, that that influence will be more acceptable in society. So it's changing for the better, I think, but we still got a long way to go.
We still have a long way to go, definitely.
I'm pretty sure we will never fully be accepted.
I hope so. Well, I can tell you, I think that this show is going to be a wonderful representation of what happens in the community with all four of you ladies. Now, let's talk about this actual show because it follows you around, correct? And it shows like pretty much your life. Is it like daily life, or is it like certain things that you go through? I know it's going through like dating and relationships and job and so what's it been like having the cameras follow you around, and what is it actually going to show us with your lives?
Everything.
I was kind of on edge about it at first. I was like, oh my gosh, you're gonna be rolling these scenes, and it's gonna be stuff that's said that I don't know that should be said. But then again, I'm just like, I don't care. Like, I don't want to hide behind, the lens. I'm gonna act like exactly how I am. So, I'm feisty. And I really like put everything out there. So it's just like, you know, hopefully when you guys watch the show, you don't be like, oh, she's the bitch. I mean,
No,
I probably am.
She's funny though.
Yeah, you don't even know what happened at the house. I'm telling you guys. Y'all will see. It's like, it's a lot. It's a lot to see. It is a lot. There's so many different personalities. Like, you guys are gonna love it. You just will.
I don't know what to expect.
It's so much in store coming from. I know it is.
Yeah. Just us struggling. Maybe a couple breakdowns. I don't know. We'll see a couple fights with some friends, but then we make up. You know. So.
Yeah, definitely the hard times and the good ones. Definitely those struggling moments where things may not be going as easy, or it turned out wonderful, but you don't know all that went in behind it. That's what you guys will get to see. Even though that day was amazing, what did this girl go through to get there?
You're gonna hear friends, different friends. I know that there were scenes where I actually had a variety of friends, you know, straight friends, bisexual friends, you know, gay friends. So you will get their take on all, like, you know, what they feel about the community too, and like, you know, I just think it's gonna be amazing. That's all I can really say. Just look out for it and just expect a lot of oh my god.
Well, I mean, the trailers look amazing. Now, how do your partners feel about this? That's the thing. Are they involved? I mean, do they have to be in the shootings too, or are they just kind of like stepping away, saying this is your deal?
You never know. I would say yesterday, I think they all kind of have their moments, because yesterday when we went to Compton Pride, it was just like everyone, like, you know, our partners are kind of like standoff.
They didn't want to be.
But every other time we were filming, it's like, oh, it's our show, not your show. So I was saying yesterday, everyone who comes up to me or hits me up about the show now is kind of like, oh, is it a couple show? And I tell them no. I mean, we love our couples. I'm pretty sure you guys agree that they are, you know, involved with us so much with it. Like, it's amazing, but
they're involved as much as we allow them.
I actually have to force mine to come in.
Likewise.
She's getting used to it now, getting comfortable, because I'm like, if you're not in it, I'm gonna look hella single.
I swear, you don't come and all the other girlfriends are there. I'm gonna be sitting there like,
I tell TK the same exact thing. Are you sure you don't want to be?
Well, I hope that your partners are not the jealous type, because when this show is released, I think you're gonna have a lot of fans.
we got that
That's
now.
my thing. So,
Any of us are worried about that.
and we're gonna, and I'm gonna be one of them. So you guys just call me.
Okay.
But this is what we're gonna do. We are actually gonna close out the show. But, ladies, I want to thank you so much. When is the show scheduled to release? Do you know, or are you still in filming?
We're still filming
in the summer.
The summer's
in.
in.
You guys can definitely see the action.
Look out for it.
We'll keep you posted. You know, we got you on the BTS, so.
Right.
That's it. You better keep me posted, because I'm going to be the first viewer. That's what I want. That's what I want to do. I'm going to be the first one to view your show. In fact, I'm going to tell the creator, Teresa Evans, who's actually behind the camera right now. You guys can't see her. But, Teresa, I better be the first one you call when this show is released, because I want to see it. I'm telling you that right now.
Definitely.
Yeah, I put her in the hot seat. That's how you sign a contract. You make them say yes. That's it.
Yeah.
That's what you do. But for the rest of you out there, please enjoy your Wednesday night. Ladies, where can everybody find information about the show?
At FemsLA
Or where can they
show.
follow you on social media?
You can probably find us all once you find the Instagram page at FemsLA
Show.
I was waiting for someone to We're all over there, so you can find all of our ads, literally.
Yeah,
Right there.
And you can find us on every platform on that one. So Twitter as well as the same, at FemsLA Show. So definitely tune in.
We're on Facebook.
Facebook as well, yeah.
We're everywhere. We're on hashtag.
Everywhere. Kind of like me, I'm everywhere.
Yes.
Same thing. All right, so for all of you out there, I'm going to make sure that I have all the links to their social media on the website. So please go to dwjphl.com. If you were watching this on YouTube, you can see their links on the screen as we speak. Ladies, thank you again. Good luck with everything. And for the rest of you out there, have a great week. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye.
Sweet.